How have you been over the last 48 hours?
Man, get that out of my face. Just get it away from me. You know, we live in a world where anything could be photoshopped, anything could be hoaxed. I didn't want to believe it. We live in a world where anything could be photoshopped, anything could be hoaxed. I didn't want to believe it.
You've had a rough year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people, illness in the family, a breakup, this spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strawberry. Yeah, it was a weird time. Ew. I mean, I'm scared.
I talked to Britney Spears since she was starting her career. Actually, she was being brought there when she was in the Mickey Mouse Club. And, yeah, I helped her make the songs, but Oops did it again and everything. And she said a fantasy of hers was to blow up a cloning station so they couldn't make any more hers. So for the video called Break the Ice, she made an animation video of her breaking into a cloning station and breaking cloning tubes. They look just like that, 2 on 2, like one on top of each other. They had warehouses underground with growing people.
And we want to move now to the mystery behind the shocking Twitter hoax. You may have seen it yesterday, falsely reporting that Britney Spears had died. It was Sony Music's account that was hacked, causing a whole lot of confusion online. This morning, new questions about who's behind it all and why they did it. ABC's Mara Scalp-Campo has the story.
The 2 tweets from Sony Music's Twitter account caused a massive uproar. The first claiming a pop sensation's death. Britney Spears is dead by accident. We will tell you more soon. Then, just 7 minutes later, R.I.P. Britney, 1981 to 2016. Part, Sony says their Twitter account was compromised. This has been rectified. Sony Music apologizes to Britney Spears and her fans for any confusion.
But what shocked us most is how many celebrities are talking about cloning, and don't worry, we will be getting into more of that later in the episode.
Also, one of the most spellbinding testimonials that we came across, nearly as gripping as Corey Good's experience, is a man named Donald Marshall, who you've probably never heard of, but if his story is true, then this will forever change the way we all view music today.
I'm on a Megadeth album cover, all cut up. It's a picture of a clone of me, all messed up with a skeleton coming out of my chest and Megadeth up at the top. It's not like an honor to be on that cover. They put me.
Told them wipe a nigga no, say slash slash. I won't never sell my soul, and I can take that. And I really wanna know where you at.
Started when I was 5 years old, only I was memory repressed back then. When you're in REM sleep, they can just bring you there. Rapid eye movement, stage of sleep. That's how they do it. They call it a consciousness transfer.
They can transfer your consciousness into a clone at the cloning station if they have a clone of you.
You don't have to be born into it. You have to be semi-attractive or have some kind of a skill that they want to use or steal from you.
When you don't know what it is, you think that it's your real body. I thought it was my real body. I thought they were going to kill me. And they do that to a lot of people. Give them fear of death. I wake up and I'm standing in the dirt of this arena. Some people are drugged so they think that it's a dream, or they're in the astral realm, the spirit realm. Depends on who you are, where you're from. That's what they tell you. So you don't wake up, so it's not a dream. This is how the Illuminati NWO works. They meet at the cloning station. When they go to sleep, they use it for their crazy stuff. You name it, they've done it. There's two different kinds of cloning. There's replication cloning where it comes up as a baby, put the cells in, make the same person as a baby. There's duplication cloning as well, where they grow you in a big thick tank filled full of water. They agitate the tissue sample a certain amount of times, and it grows a fully formed duplicate of you within 5 months.
They said it's mostly maintenance, and it doesn't even cost that much. It's just, they set it to growing, and then they have to have someone maintain the tank as it's growing.
They have to get like new bodies like I heard it was like every year, but I guess it's like every 2 years, and some people last longer.
The Dulce Base has an entire floor devoted to cloning. In Area 51, underground, they have an entire floor devoted to cloning. A lot of the deep bases, they have an entire floor devoted to cloning. The cloning floor is the one that has the big auditorium and the seating and the arena. They started doing it around 1945. It was all politicians at first, and government world communications.
Then they got bored in these disposable bodies because it loses the novelty really fast.
So they started bringing in all these celebrities. All the mainstream artists and all the biggest political people and all the biggest royalties go to this place. They don't realize that it's a contract for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. If you ever have any children, they're included in the contract. They can kill you remotely from the cloning center. If they apply a constant state of pain to your clone, you'll die in real life.
It's a terrible, diabolical, nefarious place.
Mark 1 clone, they call it an organic robotoid. They got more side effects. You're more confused when you're a Mark 1. They're REM driven as well, so they don't use them anymore, they just use the Mark 2s. It's called a Mark 2 REM driven clone. They can only put you into one of these clones when you're fully into REM sleep. The Mark 3 is a run around all the time clone. No REM needed. They can have it as a set consciousness, or they can do a duality thing. In real life, you'd have to do absolutely nothing and totally concentrate on walking and talking as this clone. You get a double vision type of thing. You gotta close your eyes and concentrate. They don't go so good. And Mark 4 is supposed to be like top of the line.
They just call it a double. And it's supposed to be just like a person. But the Mark 2 ones, they don't last. They have to get new bodies like every 2 years, and some people last longer. They get kind of rashy. Different types have different ailments. They'll just throw the old clone in this big chipper, looks like a big garbage disposal, and they just chuck them in there, and they get ground up and go down. They make 20 clones of you at a time, and just have 20 tanks on growing just yous, and then they pick out the best 5 and use them and throw the rest in the chipper.